Good evening, Simon here, Explosive Action, and we are back with a DVD and Blu-ray update for the month of May. Quite the stacks here, so let's get into it. Do I even attempt to say let's try and keep this under an hour anymore, or do I just let it roll? I think we'll just let it roll and see what time we end up at. Take a look at the first pile here. Got to start off with a few disappointing things, actually. I mean, it's good and it's not so good, but anyway. I got here The Jungle Wolf, better known as Jungle Wolf 1 and Jungle Wolf 2 Return Fire. Ron Marchini films, 1987 and 8, I think, or maybe 8 and 9, I don't know. They're good fun films. Jungle action on this one, and this is returning from war and it's more, urban action. This one is superior, I think, but they are both good films. Got them on DVD. They came out in November last year. I found them on eBay. The Fatherland, Germany bringing us the goods yet again. However, the quality is not brilliant. The quality is passable. We'll just say passable. It's about as good as you'd find on a 50 disc multi-pack thing from Mill Creek back in 2003. One of those kind of things. It's fine. It's serviceable. There is no other DVD. But if you've got the tapes, don't go out of your way, unless they're decaying before your eyes and covered in mold. So that was a bit of a disappointment. I mean, the cover art's fantastic, although I wish it had the English title, even on the spines. The Jungle Wolf! It's Jungle Wolf. Return Fire. So yeah, look, I'm not going to really call these upgrades. They just replaced the VHS with a disc-based format. That's about it. So there you go. They're uncut, at least, so that's a good thing. So if you've never seen the films and you see these cheap, pick them up because the films are good. Just don't expect anything like Blu-ray quality because you're not going to get it. Jungle Wolf 1 and 2. The next couple are also disappointments for different reasons. I've been trying to fill out my PM Entertainment catalogue. I have quite a lot, and there's a few more I really want to get in the action department. And they're proving a bit difficult, not showing up in Australia. That's tier 1 of difficulty. Not showing up in the UK, that's tier 2 difficulty. And then not showing up in the US is, oh god, don't know where I'm going to find it. But I got a few. The first one here is actually the very first PM film after they changed from City Lights to PM, and that's Deadly Breed. US disc as well. Slightly challenging to find. It's out on a platinum disc. And I got it brand new and sealed. It was in shrink wrap. It had the barcode sticker at the top that the American companies like to put there for pick and pack. Brand new. Opened it up. There's no disc inside. It's completely empty. I got my money back, of course, because there was nothing in there. Though I felt like a bit of an idiot taking a photo of an empty case, saying there was no disc in here. Can I have a refund? There's no way of proving that I didn't take the disc out and then take a photo and try to get a free disc or free movie or whatever, but, I didn't. It was brand new and sealed. Nothing inside. So, look, I went online and I found the film and it was downloadable, so I made my own DVD, and that's going to have to do for the moment because this is challenging to get. So, yeah, it was really quite disappointing. Hopefully I'll get a real edition at some point, but, yeah, I will deal with my DVD-R edition for the moment. It's not the best PM film, like it's the first one. It's read a little bit from the back here. It's got a killing machine of skinheads, and it's one man against an explosive evil, another breed of American, a deadly breed. So yeah, it's guy versus skinheads basically. This makes it look like some kind of Lifetime channel drama. It's a really stupid cover, but anyway, whatever. Deadly Breed, the first PM film. Again, it will do until I get something better. And then there was this one. This is not meant to be a great PM film, but it was there and it was very cheap. And I do like Martin Cove to be the best, not best of the best, but it's their answer to be the best. They got Michael Worth as well. So yeah, this is an Australian release, which I didn't know was an Australian release. I thought I was getting the UK release. Looked on the back and it had the Amcel logo, and I'm like, oh god, I know what's going to happen. Oh no, look at the disc, and it's a DVD-R. It's a burn. So, yeah, Amcel is this very grey market company. I don't even know if they're a company. I mean, it's just a logo that goes on the back of grey market DVDs that you find in markets. It's one of those ones. Amcel and Amcel Entertainment. You can't find much when you search for them. It's just one of those things. And yeah, sometimes they're real discs, like they're glass-mastered pressed discs, and they're still grey market. Like it's obviously, this is the back of the UK cover. This whole thing is the UK cover. Yeah, and then they've just edited out stuff and put their own little box of tricks at the bottom there. So yeah, anyway, this is the DVD-R, and it's a bit annoying, but again, it's not one of the best, and it will do for the moment until I find something a bit better. But I am told, yeah, it's not one of the best PM films. It's I think it's like middle of their run, like mid 90s or something. Yeah, 93. So there you go. A few years into their run. We got Mike Worth from Final Impact and Alien Nation. I forgot about that. And we have Martin Kove, obviously from Karate Kid, and yeah, just fighting film to be the best, Karate Kid kind of thing, really. So there you go. Disappointing all around. We will put the disappointment aside now and move on to positivity and light and wonderful things, and a PM film that I didn't have that is legit US release, Firepower. This one is actually quite hard to find. This was kicking around on Australian eBay for literally years. There's a seller that's been trying to sell it for like $55. Whenever I search for the film, it's there. 55. Not going to pay that. I'm not going to pay that. The search came up again a couple of weeks ago. Somebody was selling it for 40, but they had make an offer. I threw a reasonable offer at them at 30 Australian. It was about 22 US. I thought that was reasonable. They accepted it. And then I had an eBay coupon that took $10 off. Hooray! So much happy with that. Firepower with Gary Daniels. This is quite a good PM film. Get ready to take the ultimate trip to hell with two police officers risk it all to go deep in a lawless haven in this heart of LA where authorities are restricted and crime is legal. So, it's not post-apocalypse. No, it's not. It's just, alternate future or something. Hell Zone, home to the death ring, where the most lawless gang lords reign and blood is shed for money. When the Swordsman, a bloody killer, takes refuge in the Hell Zone, it's up to two officers to go where no cops go. Out. And come back out alive. So there you go. Yeah, this is a US release on Creative with a K, whatever. But there you go. Firepower, Gary Daniels, PM Entertainment. Happy to get that one. I was also after getting TC 2000 and what was the other one I got? Bloody name escapes me for the moment. The recent Vinegar Syndrome Billy Blanks films, which also have Jahal Murhi in them, and I realised when I looked at all of his films, and I realised I had pretty much all of them on DVD and Blu-ray. Like, oh wow, I actually somehow managed to get a collection of all his stuff, but I was missing his first film, and it showed up on Australian eBay. It's quite a hard UK DVD to get now, and that's Fearless Tiger. Not sure if there's a US release. There could be. This is the Hollywood DVD one. Yeah, so it's got Jalal. I'm not so sure if it's a hard J or not. And it's got Bolo. He doesn't got a huge role, but Bolo's in this. And yeah, this is quite a good vengeance film. And also the entering the tournament and that kind of thing. Chinese underground martial arts tournament. There you go. And it's got a drug thing called Nirvana, a new street drug called Nirvana. And his vengeance shows no bounds. The power of the tiger is unleashed with devastating results. It's actually a decent film. The low budget and the very early acting abilities from everybody involved is apparent, but it's quite fun. Yeah, just a standard fighting, forced to fight, fighting in the ring, vengeance kind of thing. So yeah, Fearless Tiger. Happy to have this one. Hollywood DVD from 2001. It's a 21-year-old DVD. That's what's challenging to get. And this was new. Absolutely new. And I got it for a very good price. So there you go. Fearless Tiger. Another fighting film. And this is part 2 of the series. I can also get parts 3 and 4 as a double pack. I will be getting that as soon as I can. And that is Bloodsport 2. Obviously we all know Bloodsport, Van Damme, and Bolo. This one is not the same character. It's sort of in the same world, those same relations. Daniel Bernhardt plays, what's his name in this? I can't even tell you because it's in German on the back. But Alex, there you go. Daniel Bernhardt plays Alex in this one, and it's a similar kind of thing. He enters the Kumite, trains up for it. You got Pat Morita has a sort of the mentor kind of role, and you got James Hong as well, which was really good fun. Liked him in the film, and Bloodsport 2. But the reason this edition's good is this is the first time I'm aware of that it's in widescreen. So there you go. It's in 16:9. It looks good. It's a unrestored print. It looks like a Hong Kong DVD. That's what it looks like. You know, like an early 2000s, late 90s Hong Kong DVD. It looks like that, and that's not a bad thing. So it doesn't look artificial or anything like that. It just looks organic and unrestored, and it's quite pleasing to watch. It's fine. It's just not going to jump out at you, but it's in widescreen. There was a media book or a hard box or something like that, but I think it's basically the same disc. So there you go, Bloodsport 2, German DVD. And yes, there is a part 3 and part 4 double pack, which I have my eyes on. I'll be getting that one sometime soon. Next up, this one is actually out of print, quite hard to find, and again, showed up on Australian eBay. Negotiated with the buyer, the seller got the price down. It's always worth negotiating. When you see make an offer, give it a go. You got nothing to lose. So I made an offer. I finally got Jill the Ripper, better known as Jill Rips. This is I don't know, 2000 or so. Yeah, 2000 Dolph Lundgren film, which I'd never seen. And I didn't have, there's only a handful, maybe only one more Dolph film that I don't own. And this was the biggest one for me to try and knock off that list. Jill the Ripper, Jill Rips. Not an action film really per se. It's got some action moments in it, but it's more of a thriller. And you've got I enjoyed it for starters. It was a good film. You've got Dolph Lundgren, who is the brother of what is it? I'll just read the whole thing. High-powered brother is brutally murdered. Murray Wilson, Dolph Lundgren, a former boxer and San Francisco cop, launches his own investigation, rejecting the police theory the murder is the work of a female prostitute. There's a lot of prostitutes in this. Wilson infiltrates the powerful underground world of political intrigue, illicit affairs. What he discovers is a twisted realm of sexual bondage and dark violence. The violence is dark in this, so it's not an action film, but it's got that kind of close encounter, like beating up the pimps kind of thing, which is fun. And there's a bit of an obsession going on here. He won't take no for an answer. Lots of intrigue, the web of intrigue kind of thing, and some grisly killings. I actually really enjoyed it, and it's a nice presentation. It's anamorphic widescreen. It's got surround sound if you want it. Commentary. Commentary is the main thing on this. Biographies and all that kind of junk. So there you go. Jill the Ripper, or better known as Jill Rips, I think, when it came out in the cinema. Bit of a silly name, honestly. Probably didn't do it any favours. Maybe it didn't go to cinema. It looks like it would have gone to cinema, but it's on that borderline 2000. Dolph's films were really from that point on direct to DVD. This could have been, but I'm not sure. It's a Columbia TriStar. Might have gone to cinema. So there you go, Jill Ripper. Quite enjoy that. This is a rescue from. I have a multi-pack of all of these films, and I'm really, really sick of having these multi-packs of disjointed films. So I'm trying to just get the DVDs when I can, and this is one of them, Sam Jones' White Force, shot in Philippines action. This is a good fun film, and I've got it buried in a 5-disc set with unrelated films, so I'm gonna ditch that. I don't even like the other things on that set, so that's a good thing to get rid of. But read a little bit from the back here. Sam Jones, Flash Gordon, of course. American undercover agent in the Philippines has been pursuing Carter, a drug dealer, for months in an attempt to gather sufficient evidence to convict him. Blah, blah, blah. Partner is killed by Carter. He tries to rescue him. Narrowly escaping, Johnny flees back to the US airbase where his superiors attempt to arrest him. Hoodwinked, blah, blah. There's so much text here, blah. Vicious encounters. Trying to kill. There's a wizard. What? Wizard. God, wizard. Anyway, exciting climax apparently. Been a while since I've watched this. I need to chuck it on again now that I have a proper edition of it. So there you go, White Force. It's just full screen. It's old flashback disc, but not sure if there's any other edition of this thing. So there you go. This was a charity shop find. Actually, so was White Force, but this was an odd one. Particularly because it's like a DVD from Denmark. This is Alec Baldwin in Second Nature. It looked like a dad thriller when I picked it up. You know, it was all in, I don't know, it didn't actually say anything on here about it being in English, but it was $1, so I thought, oh look, I'll take it home, pop it in, see what happens. It was in English with a bunch of optional Swedish, Norwegian and Dutch subtitles, but anyway, it's a decent enough thriller. It's a hard one to talk about without giving away any of the plot, but suffice to say, Alec Baldwin wakes up in hospital, doesn't know who he is, has to relearn a bunch of things. Realizes that he works for a undercover like assassin kind of organization. That's about as far as I can say. Anything much more than that will start giving things away, but look, it was all right. Yeah, I'll just give it an average 2.5 out of 5, right down the middle. I got my dollar's worth for sure. It's just really odd to find a MSM film Dutch release sitting in a local charity shop of Second Nature. So there you go, and print looks actually quite good. It's in anamorphic widescreen, like it's a very sharp and clean picture. It's obviously made for TV, made for cable. There you go, Second Nature, decent enough. And the last of the charity DVDs I picked up, this one was an upgrade of quite a rare local DVD. My original DVD was an ex-rental and it looked like absolute balls. It was ripped up, it was faded. I didn't like having it around, and yeah, now I can upgrade it. Instinct to Kill. From the director of Commando. Do not expect explosive action though. It does have Mark Dacascos and it does have Kadeem Hardison, both from the film Drive. It's not even going to be that kind of thing. It is more of a cops trying to catch a serial killer that's always one step ahead, and the serial killer he's actually quite manic. I can't remember his name. Where's he got his name on here? Doesn't actually list his name, I don't think, on the back. But that's actually the thing about it, is the serial killer is the main star, and he's nowhere on here and nowhere on the back. Maybe it was Tim Abel. Was it Tim Abel? It's probably Tim Abel. Anyway, whatever. Good film. When it's violent, when there's action, it's violent, but it's mainly this serial killer like brutally attacking women, putting plastic bags over the head and suffocating them. It gets really dark, like dark comedy kind of thing, when he, to escape the cops, dresses up. And he dresses up as like an old lady, and he dresses up as like a cliched Spanish cop with a big mustache. Like, it's really weird. But anyway, look, it's fun. Just do not expect anything that the director of Commando would give you. So there you go. Instinct to Kill. I got 2 Blu-rays from the op shop for $1 each. They're not great films by any stretch of the imagination, but they were holes in the collection. They were $1 each. And this first one surprised me because I did not like it originally. I actually did not like it much at all. I rewatched it. Thoroughly enjoyed it this time. It's not brilliant again, but it was way better than the recent films. This is Predators. This is the film that came out in like 10 years ago, 2010, by Nimrod Antal, I think is the director's name. There's a lot that this film does right. Keeps the soundtrack there. The general look is correct. I like that there's the Predator that we know, but then there's these super predators. That was kind of interesting. I really couldn't stand Adrian Brody. He's crap. Honestly, he's crap in this film, and he's the main star, so that's a point down. But I think as a team, they work together. Basically, it's got Adrian Brody, Topher Grace, Alice Bragia, Walton, I don't know who these are, and they didn't even have the gall to write his name on the back, but Danny Trejo is a decent star in this. They get parachuted, and they land on this jungle planet, and you're like, oh, we're back in Predator 1. Turns out it's an alien planet. They've been dropped there. They were captured by the predators on Earth, taken to this other planet and dropped, and then hunted. That's the whole point. It's a hunting planet, and the predators go after them. So, it's a bit like the first Predator film, but there's a whole bunch of them. They get thinned out one by one, like a slasher. And there was a lot, actually, I quite enjoyed about it this time round that I didn't the first time. I really didn't like it the first time, but I think time has given this a bit more of an edge to it. It's played straight, so that was good. I didn't like Lawrence Fishburne in this either. He missed the mark, I think. He shows up halfway through, but I think in general I had a good time. The effects were good, and it is way better than the last Predator film. That was a shocker. So look, for $1, I'm happy to have this in the collection now. This one I watched when it first came out and also didn't like it. I haven't rewatched it. Don't imagine my opinion's going to change much on this, but whatever, it's a hole filler. Terminator Genesis, the second last one they did, they just keep trying to wheel out Arnie, and they keep trying to reboot the franchise, and it just keeps not working. This time they got what's her name from Game of Thrones, so a bit of eye candy was nice. And it's got one of the Doctor Who's was in this, and look, I've actually forgotten most about it because it was pretty average. It's got time jumping, and I don't know. It was $1 for a actually Canadian release with a slipcase, like it's got French on there, so I'll try it out again. It can't be worse than Salvation. That was probably the lowest of all of these films. I tell you what I did though. I was talking to Extra the Mutilator. He was telling me that he really liked Terminator 3, and I remember liking it, but then not rewatching it. I chucked my DVD on. Yeah, he's right. I thoroughly enjoy watching T3. It's got that like the things that put me off were the stupid comedy elements where they've taken some of the classic parts from T2, like when he puts the sunglasses on, and then they've made it the thigh slapping because it's got purple star shaped thing, and the whole talk to the hand crap. Like that comedy, pretend that's not there. What it is good though, it's a very similar style to T2, where it's just the bad Terminator chasing the good Terminator and John Connor and what's her name? I can't remember her name. I'm not even talking about this film. I'm talking about T3. Anyway, T3 has improved in my books. It is now, for me, in third place after 1, 2, 3. They go in order for me. So I would like to get a T3 Blu-ray to upgrade my 22-year-old DVD. As for Genesis, I don't know. We'll find out when I eventually get around to it. I can't imagine I'm going to enjoy it that much. And it's movie update time. It's another month. It's another Bruce Willis film. A Day to Die. This one with Kevin Dillon and Frank Grillo. Now, we all know what's happened to Bruce. It's not very good, but he has been churning these things out. Sometimes they're really bad. Sometimes they're passable. I've read a few decent reviews of this one where it's a bit more than passable. So that's good. I don't know how much he's going to be in it. I think this billing here is going to be, Bruce Willis, because big name, and Frank Grillo. It's got an and, so he's probably down there. It's going to be this Kevin Dillon guy who looks like a $2 version of The Rock. He'll probably end up being the star. That would be my guess. But anyway, yeah, we will see. It has had some decent reviews. And the Grillo factor is always good. So there you go. A Day to Die. Alright, we'll move on to the slightly more exciting second pile here. The first 4 films I got from a really, really low-key and fairly new Australian distributor. Little shop called Blind Dead Films. Only seems to exist on Facebook. It's very much personal transaction. Like he puts up photos, then you just message him and then you buy stuff. But his prices are outstanding. I don't know how he does it. He's got lots of new stock. He was also selling some used stock, like obviously his own films. I got these next 4 films for effectively $6 each. Plus there was express postage. I got this in like a day and a half. So I don't know how he's making any money, but anyway, we'll take a look at the top. These two, $6 each. Necromantic 1 and 2, Arrow editions, the 2-disc editions. So these are obviously the German films. It's been some time since I watched them. I did have, I'm not lying, it is the 2-disc editions here, right? So yeah, anyway, I did have the fancy editions of these that came out with the cardboard boxes, but I needed some money a few months ago, and I sold a few sets that I wasn't in love with. I wasn't in love with those sets, so I sold them, got some good money for them. And now I've effectively replaced them in better cases with the same discs for $6 each. And I can actually reverse the cover art on these ones to be the proper art, not the reimagined art. I'm calling this a win. So there you go. Everybody knows Necromantic and Necromantic 2. 2 is the better film. This one is obviously a classic in terms of breaking the rules, breaking all the boundaries. But I read a little bit from the back. Death is just the beginning. One-of-a-kind shock classic from cult director Jorg Buttergeit, weaving the tale of Rob Schmagdick, whatever. A young man who finds himself competing for the affections of his girlfriend with a putrefying cadaver. Employee of Joe's street cleaning agency, a company which cleans up after grisly accidents, Rob takes advantage of his profession to indulge in his chosen hobby, the collection of body parts. Then, one day, Rob brings home an entire decomposing corpse, much to the delight of his girlfriend Betty. There follows a twisted love triangle, resulting in some of the most shocking scenes ever committed to celluloid. Yeah, he screws the corpse. Necromantic. And he does it again. Necromantic 2. Whatever. No, number 2 was slightly different. It was a female-focused film that time. But yeah, the 2 discs again on here. And this is what I mean. I didn't... I've already reversed the covers on these. I didn't really like the reimagined ones. And that's what was on the box sets. And you couldn't do much about them because they're cardboard boxes. So anyway, there you go. Necromantic 1 and 2, $6 each. I'm pretty happy about that. Also picked up, and this one's particularly strange because he's obviously excised it from a box set. Because it says on the back, not for retail sale, and has no barcode. So, I mean, it works out well in my favour. For $6, I was happy to get this film, which is notoriously not well thought of, but I'm going to give it another go. And that is Omen 4, The Awakening, on Blu-ray. Yeah, I hadn't watched this, I think when the Australian DVD box set came out, probably about like 2003 or 4. They included part 4 in that. I watched it then, didn't think much of it, but you know, now in high definition and restored, and a bit of a nostalgic look back at some of these 90s horrors, I might think more of it. I think it's made for TV as well, and obviously, you know, it's not Damien, it's female Damien. What is her name? Prophecy is reborn as a mysterious girl named Delia. Damien Delia. Funny if it was Delilah. Why? Delia. Whatever. But yeah, it's got no UPC, and I think it did say on here something like not for retail. Whatever. So yeah, he's obviously pulled it out of a box set. That's fine with me. I already have 1, 2, and 3 on a Blu-ray set. I just needed number 4. And I hate the remake. The remake is garbage. The remake is just the first film, but with absolutely no soul. It is not memorable at all. It's almost like scene for scene, line for line, but just not fun. This will probably end up being a lot better than that. So there you go. Omen 4, The Awakening. I'm keen to check it out again, to be honest. Alright, and the next one I got in that was Van Damme's Knockoff. $6! On Blu-ray, in a slipcase from 88 Films. Not my favourite one, but happy to take the upgrade. Show a bit here. There's the artwork. So this is around about 99 or so. I think this came out in 98. And the reason I mean, it's got its pluses. It's directed by Sue Hark. So it's got the martial arts quotient is really there. It's set in Hong Kong. Yeah, and the plot is interesting. It's this shady bootleg jeans manufacturing. Like, what a strange plot. But it's got Rob Schneider in it. Oh, Rob Schneider. Thankfully, I can't remember how much he was in this, and he's not even. There's no photos of him on the back here, so I'm really hoping it was a tiny role, and I can move past it. Not like Judge Dredd. Like that film was not great, but it was unwatchable because of his comedy antics. I fucking hate Rob Schneider. So here we are with Knockoff. Hopefully, it will be better than when I last watched it, which was a long time ago. And it's one of them full-size Criterion type cases. Disc, poster, lobby cards, $6. I don't know, but I'm going to be going back and getting some more stuff, taking a look at his new stock as well. So there you go. Knockoff for a very cheap price from 88 Films. Moving on now, what have we got? Okay, so I got some good stuff from a local, a more well-formed online shop called Dead End DVD in Melbourne. He did have for a short period of time a retail store, but he's collapsed it just to go online, which makes more sense. And I got a few things that are not entirely in order here, but this first one was definitely from him. I was eyeing it off for ages, and then I heard that it was out of print. and I watched this on a dodgy download like 10 years ago, and it was a riot. It was an absolute riot, a very offensive riot, but it was a riot, and I couldn't believe it was on Blu-ray, and it was on Blu-ray, and I hadn't picked it up. Super cock, and it's through Garage House Pictures. So there you go. It's a weird comedy set. It's shot in the Philippines, and it stars Seth Calhoun as an American cowboy and his prized pet cock. Cockerel, right? We're talking about chickens here. Get your mind out of the gutter. Travel to the Philippines to enter, and this is where it gets a bit dodgy, an international cockfighting Olympics. So there is footage of cockfighting, and that's not something that is particularly wonderful. And then they split that with this ridiculous comedy. It's Philippines. It's half the film is Seth Calhoun running around going, you know, he loses the bird, right? He's going around saying, "Has anyone seen my cock? Where's my cock? I can't find my cock." And that's like half the film, and it was just killing me. It was absolutely killing me. So for that alone, I bought and will rewatch Supercock. 1975. Yeah. They don't make them like this anymore. That's for damn sure. Alright, and this one I got off Facebook in a trade, so this is not from Dead End. But yeah, I finally got Itchy the Killer. Not sure why I didn't pick this up originally. I think it might have just got lost in a whole bunch of stuff that came out at once, and I put it on the, I'll get to it pile. But anyway, somebody was selling it secondhand, good price. Happy to pick it up. Upgrade from the DVD. This is the Well Go disc. Comes in a slip, obviously. There's the inside. Was that reversible? Yeah, no, it wasn't, which is really, really annoying. Comes with a piece of bloody advertising nonsense, just a disc. It's actually a very cheaply put together thing. But anyway, yeah, Itchy the Killer. It's quite a classic. Takeshi Miike or Mike or Mike. I think it's Mike. I've always wanted to say Takashi Miike. That made sense to me, but I think it is actually just a hard mic. I don't know. Somebody correct me. And it's bloody sadistic film is what this thing is. Itchy the Killer. Won't need to go much more into it. I think most people have seen it at this point if you're watching this channel, and yeah, it's quite the violent classic. So there you go. Nice upgrade there. Back to Dead End DVD, I think, is the next 5 or so, and they're all 88 martial arts films. We have the next in the Jackie Chan's Half a Loaf of Kung Fu. What a great title. I had this one on the Hong Kong Legends Jackie Chan box set a good 15 years ago. I watched it way back then. I remember enjoying it. And it's also got James Ten and Doris Lung in this one. And yeah, it's not a Shaw Brothers or anything like that. That was happening at the same time. But yeah, this is Jackie Chan with director Chen Chi-hua. And they're doing the action comedy in the Jackie Chan style. But I think from what I remember, he starts off like it was Half a Loaf of Kung Fu. I think he was like a bakery on a cart kind of thing is how this started, from memory. But anyway, light-hearted action, bonkers scenarios, and Chan's patented style of fun and fury. I will have to give it another watch, refresh my memory. There's the original poster art, all kinds of features. It's in Mandarin, it's in English, subtitles, Cantonese, interviews, commentaries, Kung Fu Bob artwork we've seen. There's the disc. Poster. No, it's not. It's a booklet. Booklet there. Some cool stuff. Photos. All about the film. Lobby card. No. Is this the poster? That is the poster. Poster with the Kung Fu Bob artwork. No lobby cards in this one. Yeah, Half a Loaf of Kung Fu. What a glorious name. And I think that is why I watched that. Pretty sure it was first too. So that was a cool Jackie Chan box set, about 15 films. And it had your Project A's and all of the more known films, but I'm like, Half a Loaf of Kung Fu, what a great title, have to watch that. So yeah, fun film. 2 of the latest on the Shaw Brothers line. We get number 33 in the horror ones, Human Lanterns, upgrade for the US DVD through Image. This is quite a good one. Read a little bit from the back here. Amidst a long-held rivalry between the two distinguished gentlemen is an unbalanced and aggrieved craftsman of lanterns who seeks bloody retribution. Featuring Shaw Brothers' custom brand of martial arts mayhem, Human Lanterns also taps into the craze for the American slasher film and earlier Hammer horrors by providing a grisly tale on the take of the serial killer in an inimitable Hong Kong style. So there you go, really nice artwork on that one. There's the original poster artwork. Again, we get new transfer in mono Mandarin, new subtitles, no dub, who cares. What do we got here? A Shaw Story interview with Susan Shaw. That's pretty good. Be worth watching that one. There's the disc, and you get booklet, some photos and stuff. Won't go too much into that. And a poster. Another nice edition there from 88 Films, Shaw Brothers line, Human Lanterns. 34 is not out yet. I think I saw what it was, but it's obviously not out yet. But this is 35, Hero, quite a late Shaw Brothers one. This is from 97, I think. Yep, 1997, directed by Corey Yuen, and stars Yuan Biao, which is cool. And yeah, this is Hero. I remember when I saw the poster go up, I'm like, Hero, that film from like 2000 and what? No, unrelated film. This predates that. But that means I've also never seen this, so that's cool. Get to go into this one blind. From director and co-writer Corey Yuen from Righting Wrongs, classic, that's coming out on Blu-ray very soon, comes the high-octane tale of criminal gangs, betrayal and greed. Fleeing their impoverished homeland, brothers Ma Wingjing and Ma Tai Cheung arrive in Shanghai to seek their fortune, but become embroiled in the seedy world of big city triads, where Wing Jing's once insignificant life becomes an arrogant lust for power. Hero should be good fun. It's actually a remake of Boxer from Shantung, 1972 film. So yeah, Shaw redoing Shaw in then modern 1997, which has got to be cutting it pretty fine. Hong Kong's gone at that point, so yeah, it's got alternate shots from the Taiwanese version. That's actually pretty cool. See what those shots could be. There's the poster, original poster, which is really nice. And yep, again, poster, booklet, photos and stuff. Nice presentation. And yeah, there we go. That's Hero. Latest in 35 on the Shaw Brothers line from 88 Films. Next film is another Hong Kong Legends upgrade, directed and starring Sammo Hung. This is Knockabout. What year was this from? 1979. Quite early, Sammo. Yeah, this is a good fun film. It has been some time since I saw this one. With Yuan Biao again and Lung Ka Yan. Take a look at the normal artwork there. I think that's a lot of fun. That's a good fun picture there. It's quite a lot to look at on that one. Read from the back here. Another Fast and Furious Kung Fu comedy classic directed by Sammo Hung. Cast of martial arts movie legends including Yuan Biao, Brian Beatty, Leung Ka Yan from Warriors 2, and Law Ka Wing from Odd Couple alongside Sammo Hung. There are a couple drawn, brothers Yipao, Yuan Biao, and Jai Pao from Luing Ka Yan. A couple of down on their luck con men after getting soundly defeated by their kung fu master Silver Fox. The brothers realize it would be in their own self-interest if they learned how to fight. They ask him to train them. Unfortunately, their new master is actually a ruthless killer, and when the brothers realize this, one of them is murdered. To get revenge, the surviving brother must learn a unique form of kung fu from an unlikely source, a beggar who happens to be a master fighter. So yes, Knockabout is a good fun one. It was one of the more rare Hong Kong Legends DVDs by the end there, but another one bites the dust. We have a nice Blu-ray upgrade from Eureka. There's the cool little booklet. I like the little monkey there. And there's some cool photos, stuff about the film. There you go. Won't show too much. And yeah, I mean, if 88 aren't doing it, Eureka are. It's a really nice time, golden time actually, coming out of the UK for these martial arts films. So yeah, Knockabout. Knock that one around. And the next one is also another Hong Kong Legends DVD, but a UK only one. There was no Australian release. And it was very hard to get. I've always interested in seeing it, but I never managed to get it. So I've never seen it. This is Dreadnought, directed by Yuen Wu Ping, and it also has Yuan Biao and Luing Cayenne again. Hope I'm getting some of these names right. I'm trying very hard here. There's the slip. But yeah, never seen it before. Original poster, which is nice. And take a look in here. Disc, another booklet, similar art style. Got some nuts or something hanging from a chain. There you go, I'm gonna get some fighting dragon, some posters, yep, usual goodies. Pop it in there. Alright, we'll read a little bit from the back. Directed by legendary action choreographer Yuen Wu-ping, Matrix, Crouching Tiger, Dreadnought expertly blends majestic action sequences with superb physical comedy, courtesy of stars Yuan Biao, Brian Liu Cayenne, and Yuan Shun Yi. Violent criminal known only as White Tiger is hiding amongst a theatre troupe, murdering anyone who discovers his identity, as well as anyone who happens to annoy him. Mousy, a timid laundryman, that's played by Yuan Biao, crosses paths with White Tiger several times, but always manages to escape. When the killer instead targets his friend Brian Beardy Luing, Mousy must overcome his cowardly nature, he's a mouse, and acquire the skills necessary to defeat the White Tiger. So it certainly sounds like good fun. See how we go with Dreadnought. Never seen it. Looking forward to that one. Alright, moving on to some Vinegar Syndrome. I think this might have been from the April batch, or March, I'm not sure. So it takes a little while for them to get here sometimes. Alien Private Eye. Man, don't think it ever had an Australian VHS release. It definitely had an American VHS release that looked like that. More or less it looked like that. They've re-imaged it here. That's fantastic artwork. I mean, this is cool, but I actually really, really prefer that. So, yeah, VHS film, I think it was 1989. Yeah, I've always wanted to see this. It just looked so bad. It's good. It did look like one of those films. I'm kind of looking forward to this guy. But yeah, no Australian VHS. As far as I know, it's only ever had an American VHS, and then no DVDs. No DVDs anywhere. We're just jumping to Blu-ray. Aliens have long integrated themselves amongst human population to the point they are physically indistinguishable. That makes it also cheap to film things. You don't need any suits, except for their uniquely pointed ears. Hello, Spock. A physical trait they go to great lengths to hide or have surgically altered in order to fully blend into human society. Lemro, an alien, has found his calling on Earth working as a private investigator. One day, a beautiful and mysterious woman visits his office and shares the story of a mysterious disc-shaped artifact which has the potential to destroy the human race. Begging for Lemro's help in preventing such devastation, initially uncertain if he should take the case, Lemro quickly finds himself embroiled in an intergalactic drug smuggling ring. This is just getting on and on. Hellbent on turning every human into a mindless junkie. Oh, martial arts. It's got alien martial arts, deadly fights to smash a drug ring, and my god, Alien Private Eye. Hopefully it lives up to this in some way, shape or form. It's in widescreen, so obviously this thing was shot on film. Wow, I wonder if it ever had a cinematic release. Wouldn't that be a trip? If anybody was alive and saw this in cinema, do let me know. Can't imagine. But anyway, restored in 4K from the 35mm negative. Commentary track from the director, which is cool. Master of Suspense interview with Vic Rubenfield. Another interview and a bunch of stuff. And yeah, there you go. Alien Private Eye. This guy here that looks a little bit like Dolph Lundgren, doesn't he? He looks a little bit like Dolph, but he's not. No Dolph in this film. And the next one, this is not through Vinegar Syndrome, but they're a partner label. This partner label is Culture Shock, and I guess VS help out by distribution, plus also making uniform slips, and I guess maybe they help with the scans. I don't know about that. Video Murders. Really going in blind on this one. I don't know very much about this at all. It just looked interesting. There's the inside, and there's the disc again, and yeah, it's in widescreen. It's so not a shot on film. David Lee Shepherd loves his mother. He's a good boy who wants to make his mother proud. He also wants to videotape himself strangling prostitutes. The conundrums of life. From one beautiful corpse to the next, Lieutenant Jerry Del Vecchio is getting closer to David. A reckless news reporter and a fatally friendly young woman get caught up in the mayhem. So there you go. This is from the director of Mountaintop Motel Massacre. No, producer of that film. So yeah, I don't know. There we go. Video Murders. It just sort of came out of nowhere. Like it just showed up on the partner label thing. I know very little about it. I like the worn look and sort of embossed there with the slip. So if you've seen Video Murders, let me know what it's like. Has it got a year on it? 1988. Yeah, it could be good fun. We'll see. Alright, the next 4. This is going to happen twice in this update. It's May. That means JB Hi-Fi are having the sales, and in May they tend to do the buy one get one free, which is a glorious sale because all Blu-rays, all 4Ks, all box sets, you buy one, you get another one free. It's as simple as that. You buy a $200 box set, you get another one for free. If you do this well, it can be a really, really good sale. So I hit it up twice, and the first time here I got 4 of the new imprints for effectively for the price of 2, which is really good. So first up we got Steve McQueen as the Hunter. I picked this one up because Extra the Mutilator showed this in his last update. He sang its praises. Not seen it. I need more Steve McQueen in my life. I've only really seen Bullet and maybe 1 or 2 others. And yeah, Steve McQueen was always my dad's favourite actor, so I wonder if he's seen this film. I don't know. But apparently this was like one of the last films of Steve McQueen. So yeah, we'll see. I don't know much about it. Ralph Papa Thorson is a bounty hunter who pursues a number of fugitives who have skipped bail. The chase turns full circle when he becomes the quarry of a vengeance psychopath. Steve McQueen's final film, it is his last one, reveals the dynamic talent of the late, etc. blah blah blah. So yeah, could be a good one. Well, I assume it will be a good one. Actually, I liked it. 1980 film. Imprint, you get the slips. Number 110 on their sleeve. I'm not collecting all their stuff. There's the original artwork, which is really nice. And there's the disc. Cool. So yeah, imprint disc of Steve McQueen as the Hunter. See what that one's like. Also picked up, this was a general recommendation also from Extra and a couple of other mates who said, no, it's a good film, you'll like this one. Across 110th Street, 1972 film. Very much a gritty looking action on this one. Anthony Quinn, Yaphet Kotto and Anthony Francioska. A crew of gangsters knocks over a mafia racket in Harlem. A pair of New York's finest are forced to work together to bring justice to the streets before the mafia brings the ghetto to its knees. Sounds really good. MGM film, 1972. I'm sure I'm going to like that. It sounds really up my alley. Nice art on the slip. There's, not sure if that's the original poster or not. It probably is. Nice, cool looking urban gangster thing there. I love a bit of Yaphet Kotto there. Very cool. Disc. And got features and things. Yeah, commentary. Oh, it's got a 1990 documentary. There you go. Documentary that was shot in 1990. Across 110th Street. Next one, and I watched this immediately and I enjoyed it very much. This is Marooned, the saga of Iron Man 1. So this is 1969 space exploration film, NASA kind of film, not a science fiction film. Yeah, really good cast in this one. Gregory Peck, Richard Crenna, David Jansen, James Franciscus, and Gene Hackman. Gene Hackman's got a good role in this. A joint American-Soviet mission is mounted to rescue 3 astronauts stranded in orbit around the Earth. As the oxygen supply diminishes, the men must face the inevitability of death. So this came out 1969. I'm pretty sure this came out before the Apollo 13 mission itself. So this kind of like there's similarities between what actually happened on that real-life NASA mission and what happens in this film, and this was first. I think that is the case. So that was really interesting to watch it from that perspective. Really enjoyed it. Yes, like 2 hour 10-minute film, which is, it was quite long, but it was pretty gripping, particularly at the end there. Like when the oxygen starts running out and they're down to vapors. It's you literally holding your breath for them. So yeah, Marooned, really enjoyed that one. And the last of the imprints, Conquest of Space, 1955, bit of 50s science fiction here. Great cover on that, I really like that one. A space wheel 500 miles above the Earth, Commander Samuel Merritt and his men construct a sleek robot, then receive orders providing their new craft's destination, Mars. Sounds good to me. It's got commentaries, featurettes, and NASA Illustrator featurette. That's cool. Conquest of Space. Take a look inside. There you go. That's really cool. That looks like a side of a cornflakes packet that come with plastic spaceman in the box or something. I like that a lot. Conquest in Space. So yeah, I don't know this one particular 50s film. I don't know. So yeah, looking forward to checking that one out. I reckon I'll enjoy it. Been a long time coming, waiting for this film to hit Blu-ray. Hopefully the rest of the series will. The last film has. Now the first film has. The middle two haven't. Some kind of rights problems in the States. Maybe we'll get a UK box set at some point. I think there's a chance we might next year. I don't know, there's some hints that I think it might have been Arrow or 88. I don't know. Watch this space next year. But for the moment, Tombs of the Blind Dead, Blu-ray Steelbook from Synapse Films. Really, really cool. Finally to get this film on Blu-ray. I've had the DVD box set for... It's one of my earliest DVD box sets, you know, the thing that's shaped in the coffin. It's a great set. It's really cool to finally have this thing. I haven't checked out the transfer yet. I'm told it's actually really good. But there you go. Double-sided slip. Just a bit of a show and tell. Tombs is quite well known. There's the artwork on the steel from Ben Scotter again. He does a lot of Synapse artwork. He did the Kindred. He does a lot of death metal CD covers as well, which is really cool. So there you go. Really like the artwork on that. There's the rear. And yeah, we get there's the back of it, telling you all about the different discs of the editions. We get 3-disc set, 2 Blu-rays, 1 CD soundtrack. Disc 1's the original Spanish language and the English-Spanish hybrid version. Disc 2 is the US theatrical cut. And then disc 3 is the Tribute to the Templars audio CDs. There you go. Booklet on Synapse Films, just all their stuff. And then this is the chapter set for Tombs. There you go, 3 discs. But yeah, no need to talk about film. I think anyone watching me do a horror Blu-ray update, yeah, you know this film, you know we've been waiting a long time for an edition like this. And when there is a Blu-ray box set, I do mean when, because it'll happen, of course I will be getting that as well. So yeah, Tombs of the Blind Dead, finally on Blu-ray. Yeah, this is turning out to be quite a long update. We're down to the last 4 here, 4 box sets. Let's get into them. Was really happy to get this one. This is the new Arrow set. How are they calling it? Rogue Cops and Racketeers. Has the Big Racket and Heroin Busters. Very nice to get this set. Heroin Busters had a Blue Underground Blu-ray. I'm not too sure what the Big Racket had. I've never seen that film before. But I watched the Big Racket a couple of nights ago. Really enjoyed that one. It has a few bits in the middle where I thought it lulled a little bit, but holy hell, that ending. That was an explosive and incredibly violent ending in a warehouse. Wow, yeah, that was... it was very grisly, like it's got a couple of nasty rapes in it, like kind of Death Wish level. Yeah, that was a bit nasty, but that just spurs on the action in this one. It's got... where's the reverse poster? I like the reverse poster. Fabio Testi's in this film. Directed by Enzo Castellari, so... you know you're going to be in for a good time, but man, so violent. Inspector Nico Palmieri, that's Testy, hot on the heels of a gang of ruthless racketeers hell-bent on extorting local business owners with the intimidation and violent reprisals. So there's lots of chasing after these store owners, getting them to pay protection money, that kind of thing. Injured by the gang in the line of duty, Nico is determined to bring the crooks to justice, but his superiors warn him off the case. Realizing he's not going to get anywhere within the confines of the law, Nico recruits a crack squad of civilians who have themselves fallen victim to the gang to dole out their own brand of justice, Italian style, and boy do they ever. So he gets like shop owners, and he gets it's mainly shop owners, people that have been at the wrong side of this racket, and they just go to town on them. They go absolutely to town on them. So good fun, very violent. It's in Italian, it's also in English, Italian with subs or English audio. Commentaries, video interview, more video interviews, a bunch of good stuff. There's the inside. some lobby cards. Very nice little addition there. So that's the first film, and the other one is the Heroin Busters, which I didn't watch this time. I watched it on Blue Underground well over 10 years ago, so I don't remember much about it. Quick read up here. Again, Fabio Testi. Genre stalwarts Fabio Testi and David Hemmings from Deep Red co-star in an explosive crime thriller from, again, director Enzo Castellari. Real flouting cop Fabio Testi is deep undercover, chasing a globe-trotting ring of drug smugglers suspected to be operating out of Rome. Working with Mike Hamilton, who's Hemmings, an Interpol agent with a hair-trigger temper, he sets out to worm his way into the group's confidence. These two rule-bending risk-takers stay one step ahead of the criminals long enough to bring them down from the inside. So, yeah, vaguely coming back. It's been a while since I've seen this, but yeah, La Via della Droga, Heroin Busters. Take a look inside. There we go. It's the new artwork, and we get yeah, cards again. A whole bunch of these cards. So that's cool. And get it back in there. And we also get, yeah, it's in Italian with English subs or English audio. More video interviews, bunch of video interviews. How They Killed Italian Cinema, new video interview with editor of the film. There's some interesting stuff in here I've got to dig into. So that's the two films, and you also get a book, which goes through all the different films. There's some photos there. Yep, so that'll be a good read. Nice box set. Waiting for it to hit Amazon Australia, and it kind of took too long. So I picked it up from Dead End DVD, who really have good prices anyway, so I don't always need to default to Amazon. So there you go. They're calling it The Rogue Cops and Racketeers, two crime thrillers by Enzo Castellari. No need for them to really be a box set, but you know, why not? I'm going to buy them both anyway. 88 Films did a box set. Look how shiny this is. The Species films. Some of you may be going, there's more than two? Yes, indeed, there is four. There's Species 1, 2, 3, and Species 4, Species The Awakening. First two films were theatrical. 3 and 4 were made for the Sci-Fi channel. That's why you might not have heard about them. I've seen them all before. It's the law of diminishing returns, of course. There's the first film, classic, with Natasha Henstridge, whatever, aka the chick from Species. Here she is in Species. Great artwork. Always loved this film. Very violent sci-fi fun. Number 2, she's in it again. It's okay. Like, I remember enjoying this one, but it's obviously not as good as the first film. Then we kind of change up. We change up actresses as well. Species 3, more Sci-Fi channelness here. That one was actually pretty decent, but I remember this one being pretty bad. Species 4, The Awakening. So yeah, I'm going to watch them all in order again sometime soon. There you go. Don't have much else in there. Just the discs, the film. There is a paper thingy. I think I've put it in a box somewhere, a wraparound thing. But yeah, the first film you get, obviously it's nicely remastered and has audio commentaries and audio commentary with critics Kim Newman. Kim Newman is coming in on Species. That's fantastic. He gets himself in everything from Italian, from like, you know, Lucio Fulci films into Species. It's amazing. He's everywhere. Afterbirth, the evolution of species from Syl to Eve. The making of Species, the origin, the concept, the discovery. That stuff could be really interesting, actually. Yeah, some unseen footage on part 2, and part 3's got Alien Odyssey Evolution, Alien Odyssey Species DNA, Alien Odyssey Alien Technology, all kinds of little featurettes, I think. And then number 4 doesn't have that much. It's number 4. Interview with the actress. Hopefully she's not just saying, why was I in this movie? Anyway, whatever. We've got them all on Blu-ray, finally. Yeah, there you go. Nice reflective foil thing there too. So, Species collection, Blu-ray from 88 Films. And lastly, I'm running out of breath. This was the second JB Hi-Fi buy one get one free, and I only ordered it on Monday, and I received it on Tuesday, and today is Wednesday. Express postage. Very happy about that. 2 box sets for the price of one. One of them came out on Monday. That's why I was hanging on, because it's the last one I'll show you. Anyway, the first one, The Osterman Weekend. I hadn't seen this before. I thought I had. I watched it last night. This was weird. This was genuinely weird. Like, it starts off, you know, it's going to be, it feels like it's going to be a Cold War kind of film. Like, it's Sam Peckinpah film. It's got, I'll open it up a bit. There's the back card. You get theatrical cut and the directors. I watched the theatrical. I don't know if that was the right move or not, but I watched the theatrical. And you've got Rutger Hauer. He's the main guy in this. You've got John Hurt. He was being very class act in this. I mean, that's sort of your main two. Burt Lancaster's in this thing. And yeah, director's cut, which is how much longer? Only 3 minutes longer. But I don't know if there's different shots or anything. So it is a little bit of a cheat to have this as a box set. It could have just been one film and 2 discs, but I don't know. Imprint don't seem to do that. They do one film like that. Whatever, it's fine. It looked great. I did enjoy it, but it was weird. And I don't know what else to say about it. It was quite a weird film. 1983. You don't know what's really kind of. It's got the Osterman are these group of friends that come together for a weekend getaway at Rutger Hauer's house. Rutger Hauer is a TV interviewer. He gets convinced by John Hurt, who works for CIA or something like that, that keep an eye on all your friends. They're actually in league to try and kill you, and it gets really weird. And then there's all this like setting up video cameras and John Hurt feeding lines, and I don't know. And then it ends with lots of explosions and you know, twisting and turning, and it was good, but I need another run at it because it was weird, which gives me a perfect excuse to watch the director's cut, compare the differences, and see if I can understand a bit more about it. So yeah, good film, just weird, not what I was expecting. But there you go, The Osterman Weekend. And the last one came out on Monday, and instantly into the buy one get one free, we have The Warriors, Walter Hill's The Warriors. It's shockingly, you might find, it's not a film I'm hugely familiar with. I never had the DVD. I had the director's cut Blu-ray. We all know the problems with that, the comic inserts and things. For some reason, it took me a long time to get around to watching The Warriors. I think I only watched it within the last maybe 4 years. Might have been about 4 years ago I think I watched it. And yeah, that comic stuff was really painful, and everyone was telling me, no, watch the theatrical, go get an old DVD. I never did. I finally hung around, and we now have this glorious box set that is, again, you know, it's in a way kind of needless, because you get the director's cut, which is what I want. No, sorry, it's not. Director's cut's the one with the comic thing. That's the one I don't want to watch. I don't want to watch that. Theatrical cut. You know, you could have just released this. It didn't need to be a box set. Whatever, it's nice, it's fine. But this is the theatrical cut. Now, I know there was a German Blu-ray a couple of years ago. I think it was a media book or something, which was also the theatrical cut. I'm not sure if that was a fresh scan or if they did you know, their own editing. Sometimes the Germans do that. They get lesser quality things and insert it. I'm not too sure on that. But this one apparently is not the UK theatrical, but the American theatrical, which is important because of the soundtracks, I think. Some of the soundtrack changes. When the listing went up originally, it did have UK, so people got a bit worried. But it was confirmed that it is not the UK edition, it is the standard theatrical. So there you go. That's The Warriors from Walter Hill. And yeah, we finally have the real Blu-ray. There you go, there's the disc. Cool. And yeah, for good measure, we'll take a look. There's the director's cut one, with all the silly comic book inserts. That has the special features. Warriors, the beginning featurette, Warriors Battleground featurette, the Way Home featurette, and the Phenomenon featurette. So there you go. But yeah, can't say I'll be watching the director's cut again. It's one of those deals. Sometimes the director's cut is better. Sometimes, like Exorcist 3, the theatrical is way superior, and that's the case with The Warriors. Walter Hill, I don't know. The studio was right. The studio was right. The theatrical is superior. So there you go. That is The Warriors, which was a buy one get one free. So there you go. Very happy about that. Whew, that's the update. God, that was a lot. I'm tired. I'm really tired. That's my update for May, DVDs and Blu-rays. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please like, subscribe, check out this thing and that thing. I'll see you all next time.